been the mission of J.D. Power and Associates to improve the level of customer satisfaction throughout the automobile industry. And we often go outside the industry for role models who have excelled in implementation of customer satisfaction. This afternoon we have such an individual. After an apprenticeship in European hotel industry, he came to the United States in 1965. From the Hilton hotel chain, he moved over to the Hyatt chain, and for 6 years worked there. And in 1983, he joined the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company. Today, he is president and chief operating officer of that company. And when I asked him why he would be willing to come and speak with us, it was because of his convictions about customer satisfaction. I think you will benefit from his experiences and from his enthusiasm. I'd like to introduce you to Horst Schulze.
When you have a business, any kind of business, what are you going to do to make it successful? I really think it is simple to take any business and make it very successful. You just look what business you're in. You look at your market. You determine what that market wants from that market, not your dream, your determination, but study what that market wants and give that market what they want better than the competition, and you're going to be successful. I mean, what else is there to it? Nothing. And keep yourself informed. What does that market want? Do it better than the competition, more efficient, more sufficient, do it better, and you have a successful business. Sooner or later, it's going to click. I mean, and nobody can argue that. Nobody can argue that. So, in our case, we did that. We did an hotel business. We went to hotel, we formed our company in 1983. We said, all right, we want to be the best in the top market segment, in hotel business. We want to be the best. So we went out and said, what does our market segment want? And we found out some great secrets what they want. I mean, it really floored us. The most important thing to them was to have a clean hotel. Wow! Gee, we have to go out and clean those damn things. All right, we clean them. We clean them a little better than anybody else. That's all we have to do. The next important thing that market wanted right after cleanliness was service. Service, service, service. Oh, that was interesting. Wasn't that a new thing to learn in the hotel business? People want service, I guess. Okay, that excited us a whole lot. So we said, okay, what the heck is service? We went ahead and defined what service is, and we make sure we do it better than the competition. Not perfect, pretty darn lousy sometimes, but better than the competition. That's all. So we can't keep on looking. What do they do to competition? What does the competition do? What are we doing in service? How can we improve it? We improve it constantly. We just made a survey, and the competition now, we had no hotel in 1983. We have today, we have 16, and at the end of the year we will have 19, and at the end of next year we'll have 25. And the competition is saying the last 2-3 years, sure, they're pretty good now, but just wait when they have more hotels. Can't be done. They're not going to do it. We got a survey back this morning. The highest employee satisfaction, 93% ever in our company. 93% employee satisfaction. The highest by far we ever had in our company. We're growing. We just got back a couple of days. Our last guest survey is the best we ever had in our company. And I make you any bet it's going to be better next year. It's because, I tell you why. Because it's very simple. It's all we have to do is give great service, that's all. It's so simple. Of course you have to have a good product. But what does it mean, a good product, altogether? Now, I have worked with quite a few dealers lately. I don't know if there's some Ford dealers. We have worked with a lot of Ford dealers. We have been on some panel discussion. I talked to Ford dealers in Europe and all over the place. And I start to understand you guys. You're very difficult. You're just as difficult as hotel people. I thought only hotels people were difficult. You're very set in your mind. You're very set in your mind. And I try to challenge you a little bit so you listen, that's all. You're set in your mind and you know a lot of things, you have been in business a long time, you have been successful, and consequently, once we're successful, we don't have to learn anymore. And that's the biggest problem we face in teaching what we try to do. We hire employees, we hire intelligent people, and then we talk to them and try to teach them, and they don't learn anymore. In fact, I have come to the conclusion that most people, by the time they are about 25 years old, essentially are retired. They still got to work. They still got to work and get a paycheck, got to work and get a paycheck, but essentially they're retired. Because when you don't go to your place of work to seek new dimensions of excellence, to become better, for a vision, for accomplishment, rather than for the paycheck only, if you don't go to your place of work for greater accomplishment, in that moment you're retired. You're just going to go for a paycheck, you're retired. You're not growing anymore, you are retired. And most people by the time in 10, 25 years are retired, no matter if they own the business or they go to work for the business. Most of them are retired and don't grow anymore. It's a limitation that people put on themselves. The greatest limitation that people have on themselves is that they sit somewhere and think they know better. They're not learning anymore. They're not reaching, they're not seeking to be better every day. That's the greatest limitations that people put on themselves. How possibly can you become better when you don't learn anymore? How possibly can you learn if you think you know things better? If you don't open yourself up. And I will come to how we accomplish it. We set out and said, what do we want to do? Service. What is service? Service, in our opinion, was clearly the most important thing we have to give to our guests because our guests told us so. It had nothing to do with our hotels, marble, fine oil paintings. I mean, the oil painting, one oil painting in our hotels costs as much as the whole lot in most hotels. Honestly. They're all originals. Our carpets, our oriental carpets are originals. It has nothing to do with what the guest wants. That too they like. But service is what they really want in every business, and I submit to you, in yours too. In service though, is the only thing I can differentiate myself from the competition. It's the only thing. Because I don't know really if you like oil paintings. You may prefer glass elevators. The only thing I really can differentiate myself with is service. So when we knew that, we said, hell, what the heck is service? Service has to start somewhere, service has to end somewhere. And we thought, when does service start? When does it start? It has to start the instant I make contact with somebody. Contact service. So it has to start with a great greeting. Welcome. Can I help you? Nice to see you. Anybody walks by me, good morning, good afternoon. That's how service starts. And then it follows, the next step of service is complying to what that guest wants. And doing it happily. I'm happy to help you. And my pleasure, of course. Right away, whatever they want, certainly. And it ends by saying farewell. Thank you for letting me serve you. Thank you for coming by. Have a nice day. That's all that service is, 3 steps. It's the most important thing. Guest contact service is the most important thing. I speak to banks a lot, and I use it for a lot of as an example all the time now. The first time I was invited by a large bank to speak to them, I said, I'm going to go to that bank and see what happens in service, because I was supposed to speak to all their managers about service. And I walked in the bank to change a $10 bill. Now let's experience service for a moment together. And you're in the service business. I will prove it to you how important service is. Let's experience together this bank for a moment. I walked into it. It was a large old bank. A big portal of an entrance. An old marble floor. Marble pillars. Are you with me in the bank? You have seen a bank like that. Have you ever been in a bank? I mean, you have somebody carry your money over, you can take it yourself. Are you with me in this old bank, marble pillars, and there is a big bank, mahogany of tellers, big bank of tellers, and there's a maze where you go through to come in so that you're next, so you're served in proper order. Are you with me? Yes, this bank advertises service all the time on the radio. I hear them all the time when I drive to work, in one of your cars. They're talking about service, this bank. And here I'm standing in a maze. And somebody calls, next, when I finally was there. And was my first service contact, next! A little bit annoyed because I was looking by mistake in the wrong direction. And this, I thought the teller would open free over there, and besides that she was prettier, so I wanted to go to this teller, and this one over there calls next, and I go over there, and by the time I was there, she was working on her computer. It's a true story. And then she looked up. I had never seen her before. She obviously didn't know me. But it was totally clear and obvious that she hated me. She hated me. That was my accent. You get used to it after a few minutes, don't worry about it. She hated me. When I said I want to change $10, she really was pissed. And then I left. Marble floor, mahogany counters, pillar. What do we remember from this bank? The mahogany, the marble, or this bitch behind the counter? What do we remember? Service, the most important part of service is the personal contact that you have with people. The personal contact is the most remembered part of service. And if you don't accomplish that, you're not going to give good service. A customer has to leave, or a guest in our case, feeling well because of the personal contact they had on the telephone or in person, because of the personal contact they had, the human contact they had. Because of it, they have to feel well. Consequently, your employees, if you are in service, and if you're not in service, that's different. But if you're in service, and if you know that you can have to differentiate yourself in service, if you're in service, your employees are working for you or with you, and your job and your employee's job is to create in each person that you see and have contact with a positive feeling about you and your dealership. That is their job. That is their job. And you know what? They want to do it. The problem is, of course, in our case, look, we have a hotel. Some of you were, I understand, in Pentagon, in our hotel in Washington. Small hotel, 450 employees. Our hotel in Buckhead, where our headquarters is next door, 800 employees. Naples over here, 800 employees. You know, to create that feeling in 800 employees is the secret. But it is not so difficult. You know, you're talking about, but everybody finds reasons why your employees cannot do it. After all, you don't pay them much. What do you want? We pay them $5 an hour. In our business, you hire people as long as they don't fall down by the time, because they're drunk, by the time on your desk, you hire them. In our business, because we pay them $5 an hour. In our business, our turnover is 150 to 160% in our business. In our company, it is 20%, we're going for 10%. And I can tell you what, within a year we'll make it. Turnover. The differential is not big, it is revolutionary. It is so simple though. And I'm happy to tell every hotel man. I'm happy. The other day I spoke to a group of lawyers and hotel people in our hotel in Palm Springs in Palm Springs, our hotel, there's an ad in between, I put an ad in. I spoke to a group of lawyers and hotel people. Now our employees said, Mr. Schulze, why do you tell them everything we do? I said, because I know what happened. Half of them think that I'm full of baloney. The other half says, yeah, and they go home and won't do anything about it. So I am perfectly happy to tell everybody because I know they won't do anything about it. That's brilliant. You know? And you know what? The message is too simple. If I would show you this big door here and say, now I'm going to show you what service is, and I would open the door, and behind us would be this huge, wow! And oh, that's it, I'm going to get myself one too, now I have what service is, because it's strange and unusual. Service is nothing, and accomplishing is nothing strange and unusual, it's bloody easy. Bloody easy it is. Because the human contact is so important, part of service, a big part is behavior. I'm going to tell you how to accomplish it. Through many people, a big part of service is behavior. You said you don't care You said up there you don't care if they have experience or not. We don't give a damn if they have. In fact, I don't want them to have experience. Behavior is a big part. But behavior cannot be taught. Ladies and gentlemen, behavior cannot be taught. By the time somebody is 16, people do not learn behavior anymore. From 1 to 6 from their parents, from 6 to 12 from the people around them, other children, teachers and so on. From 12 to 16 from role models, God help us, and after 16 their behavior is set. Yet behavior is a very important part of service. Behavior can only be taught if there is a significant emotional event in one's life. What is a significant emotional event in one's life? Have you ever started a new job? It's a significant emotional event. Therefore, orientation is the key moment of teaching behavior. But what do people do? They come over here, show you how the computer runs. Who gives a damn? Changing behavior. We change them to be in time. It's important to say hi, welcome, or whatever is important to your clientele, how do you say hello. That we teach them that we are ladies and gentlemen. Our profession is service to people whom we care for and respect as ladies and gentlemen. We are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. We teach them that the most important thing we do is the genuine care and comfort to our guest. That we always warm, relaxed, but refined in our business. That fits to our market. We teach them behavior, that we're always in time, that we're friendly, that we're always clean. These are all behavior things. The first 3 days, after 3 days, they know better. They're right back. Behavior can only be taught the first 3 days while they're on a job. After you taught behavior, the only way you can accomplish a behavior, a better behavior, is not anymore because they will adopt it. The only thing you can do afterwards, create habits. Create positive habits. How do I create positive habits? You're talking about teaching. Absolutely essential what you talked about here. Every word I agreed. That you have to have teaching. But I heard generally you're talking about formal teaching, classroom and so on. Teaching should, if you know what you want to accomplish, you have to take what you want to accomplish, make the message very simple, and repeat it and teach it every bloody day. Every single day we teach that we are ladies and gentlemen. Every single day, 10-minute teaching session to every employee in the hotel. 10 minutes. We'll remember, we're ladies and gentlemen. Incidentally, soup today is pea soup. But don't forget, we're ladies and gentlemen, and service is a friendly welcome. And incidentally, here's a new wine that we serve. Here's how it is made. Have a nice day. Don't forget, we're ladies and gentlemen. And we welcome guests. We say hello. And we comply caringly. Have a nice day. And the next day, don't forget a genuine care and comfort. Every day. Every single day, 10 minutes. That's behavior. It's very simple. And you know what? Everybody wants to do it well. Let me just prove to you how important this personal contact of service is. Some of you have been in our hotel, you have seen the guest comment cards in our rooms. Like in every bloody hotel room, there's a guest comment card. I take them very seriously. They're addressed to me. They come to me. I have a girl, she's very pretty, next door. She reads them all. She grades them, A, B, C, with purpose why one gets an A, B, and C. She tells me the trend. She puts everything in computer. She shows me every trend, guest comment trend that we have. The first 3 comments, the first 3 questions really refer to several points. The first one is initial contact. How did you like that? The second is, how do you like bellman, doorman? And reception is the next one, check-in. 3 questions of initial contact, they are really all. They refer to their telephone call in, they refer to the bellman, to the doorman, and to the front desk. Whenever, ladies and gentlemen, thousands and thousands and thousands of those cards. Listen to me, please. This is essential. To me, this is earth-shaking. Thousands and thousands of cards. Whenever those initial contacts, it says excellent, excellent, excellent. We never have a food complaint or a cleaning complaint or anything like that after it. Whenever we have a complaint about food, they were somewhere up here, they were unhappy. Can you imagine what the mindset of people, what they do? I mean, I go to our hotel in Laguna. I don't know if you have been there. It's a fantastic, this is really not advertising, it's a fantastic hotel in the Southern California. When you drive in there, before you get there, just on the right side, you see the ocean, always in the Pacific, you see. And it is beautiful. And you turn into this drive, there's flowers and everything is wonderful. And you walk into this beautiful lobby that is truly refined yet relaxed and warm. I never find anything wrong in that hotel for the first day. The second day, all of a sudden hits me. I see so many things. First day, I don't see anything wrong. Because I was in a positive mode. That's how important the first impression and so on is. But that impression, first impression by the doorman and bellman, totally overcomes any complaint about defects that we had somewhere else. That's how important the personal contact is that your employees have with your customers. How to accomplish it? I hire the right people to start with. How did we hire the right people? Well, we formed for each job category, and we have 120 to 140 job categories in each hotel. For each job category, we interviewed our 5 best employees in the company, carefully, thoroughly interviewed them, and we created a profile for that particular job. Now we hire people, and we ask questions in accordance to that and try to match the profile. Not only now I have a better employee, but I have an employee that fits into this particular job and becomes a happier employee. That's how we hire every employee. And then we have the right orientation, as I mentioned before, essential. And then we have ongoing, relentless training in accomplishing what we are all about, and that is simply being ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. Service being a profession, caring about guests, genuine caring about guests whom we respect as ladies and gentlemen. We teach it and teach and teach. And then we sit down classroom teaching in between. And then, but most of all, ladies and gentlemen, please listen to me. You're not going to make it unless you create an environment, and that's your job, create an environment in which the employee don't have to do the job, but want to do that job. And if you think your employees, you're in my business, they are all a bunch of bums, they don't want to do it, that's a lot of baloney. We said, I went ahead, listen to me, another little survey, absolutely mind-boggling. 128 job categories. I sat down with each job category in a new hotel and said, I'm going to try this. I said with a flip chart and say, here are you guys. Pretend that I'm a genie. I just came out of the bottle. Please listen to me. This is really important. I told them, pretend I just came out of the bottle. And you can wish from me what your department will be a year from now after the hotel is open. And I asked the waiters in the cafe, and they said, oh, we want to be the best. I said, what does it mean to be the best? Tell me what it means. So we're going to be respected. We're going to be busy. I said, and we're going to be this and this. They told me. I said, well, how are we going to do that, be respected? We're going to be friendly. We're going to look clean, presentable. I said, does it mean clean shoes too? Yes, clean shoes. They told me. I was amazed. Then I tried it with the dishwashers. I said, here are dishwashers, minimum wages. Center City people, tough. I said, what do you want to be a year from now? And guess what they said? They said, we want to be the best. I said, what does that mean? Does it mean you want to be respected? Yes. I pried a little bit. Yes, they want to be respected. And then I went from department to department, and everyone wanted to be the best. A few months later, a year later, we opened the hotel in Australia. I said, I wonder what they think. And I asked each department what they want to be, and they all said they want to be the best. We opened the sales office in Spain. I asked the Spanish people, I said, what do you want to be a year from now? Guess what they said? They want to be the best. We opened an office in Frankfurt, Germany. Guess what they said? They want to be the best. Every group I asked, they want to be the best. And then I said, okay, let's define what the best is. And I said, all right, guys, you said it. You now have a vision. Not only I have a vision anymore to make this the finest hotel company, and if you don't have a vision, you have nothing. But you have a vision. It's your vision, you said it. And you said what you're going to do about it. Go ahead and do it. What can I, and you write down where I can help you. If I don't help you, and you don't accomplish that vision, then it's my fault. But if I live up to my part, tell me what my part is, write it down, be selfish. If I do my part, then you better do yours too. And 2-3 months from now, we're going to look at it together. You and your managers. You and your manager are going to look at it together and see where you are. And they're doing that. And they want to be the best 2-3 months out. And they're talking about it every day. It's not enough to have a vision. And goodness, if you don't come for a vision is that what we come to work for. Not the paycheck. It's the vision, the accomplishment. The vision we come to work for. And if you have that, you must be committed to it. It's not enough to have a vision. You must be committed to it. It's not enough that you have one. Your employees have to have one. Because you don't want to come for work itself, you have to make sure your employees come for work itself. Come for a vision and not for work itself. If they have a vision and come for something more, commit them to it. So now you said it. Are you committed? During our orientation, we tell them what we expect and ask them, are you committed? And they say, yes. They said, leave the door, leave the room. Go to the washroom. If you're not really committed, don't come back. You just sneak out. But if you're committed, come back. New hotel, 100 people, you go out, they all come back and say, now you are committed. You have your vision, you're committed. But it's not enough to be committed. You have to keep focus on it. You have to focus on what you're doing and not find excuses. What are we all, do we all have a vision on the 30th of December every year to be in shape next year? To stop smoking? Are we not all committed on the 31st of December? And on the 1st of January we start jogging. And we come back from a jog of a half a mile and say, I already feel better. A lot of baloney, of course, but we do it. And the 2nd of January we run again. And the 3rd of January we say, it's raining. We focus on the rain. Instead of focusing on our vision of being healthy, in shape, strong, feeling good, looking better, we focus on the rain. And that's where people's problems lie. And it's your business to keep the employees focused and keep yourself focused. That's your job. You are the energizer. Management is the energizer of what their vision is. And keep it alive every single day in those training sessions. Every single day. And I submit to you, if you're going to hire right, select right, orient right, teach right, and teach them every day, your business will become better and better and better and better. And the one day, 292 days from today, when you stop repeating it, that's the day we start slipping already. That instant you're going to slip. It's not, and why do people not do it then? Because they don't focus anymore. They find an excuse, they find it boring to talk about it again. What else can I possibly say? What else can I possibly tell them? I told them they're embarrassed to repeat themselves. Coca-Cola is not embarrassed to repeat again, Coke is it. And if they wouldn't, they would lose market share tomorrow. So why are we embarrassed to repeat to our employees what we want to accomplish? Ridiculous. We are the ones that set the vision, help the employees, give the employees a vision. We are to commit ourselves and them. We have to focus them and energize them and ourselves. And that's a heck of a job. But I submit to you, if you don't do it, somebody is going to do it around the corner, is going to beat the heck out of your butt. I'm going to tell you that. You're going to. And I'm telling you, somebody opened a hotel close to our hotel in Bucken and he said, what are you going to do now that X hotel comes? What I'm going to do, I'm going to beat their butt. I'm looking forward to them. I guarantee it. Oh, they're going to leave. A few of them, they're curious, go over there. And they're going to beat their butt. Not because we're so good, not because we're perfect, far from it. But we have a vision. And we talk about and teach it and teach it and teach it. But then in the moment when an employee has that vision, they now have become part of your organization and not just working for the organization. And in that moment, if you're encouraging them, if you're compassionate with them, in that moment they have an environment in which they want to do the job and not anymore have to do the job. So it's very simple. Know that service is essential. Establish what service is in your particular market segment. Hire the right people. Orient them right. Teach them right in proper session. Keep the teaching alive. Have passion about what you want to do. Don't just say, okay, I want to tell you today, I want to remind you, we're ladies and gentlemen, and incidentally, we want to be genuine. So we want to be genuine with our guests. That's what takes passion. Otherwise, you're going to lose them in a minute. And it takes for you to have passion. You know what I do? I have on the mirror where I shave, I have a note. Remember, you got to work for a vision. On my steering car, in my car, I have a note. Remember, you got to work for a vision, not for a bloody paycheck. It comes incidentally. It comes anyway. Success, we teach our employees, and I teach myself, is not somewhere down the road. It is not. Because down the road, we will never find it. Success can only be here, right now. And we make it simple. Remember, all messages have to be simple and repeated and repeated and repeated. It's here right now, success. That's the only place where I can possibly find it. I prove it to you. If a baseball player has 4 home runs today, is he successful? Okay, 5. Is he successful? 5 home runs today is successful. Certainly. Does he have a new contract? No. Does he have more money? No. But if he continues to be excellent in what he or she is doing in any business, then sooner or later comes a new contract down the road as a reward for your success today. And if you teach your people that they can find success right here, in this moment, and being excellent in this moment, and remind them of that. Remember, we have to be excellent today in what we are doing. Today and tomorrow, but today. Today, excellent what we're doing. Certainly you have to tell them what you're doing. Certainly you have to tell them what your market is. Certainly those are the formal teachings. Certainly you have to tell them how to approach certain characters and so on. But repeated, but warm and genuine and caring is the basics of it all. If we don't have professionalism and teach it every day and remind them every day, sooner or later they will fall in the habit of doing it. Because you will not you will not be able to teach unless the person has already genuine caring, genuine good attitude, unless you make it a habit and talk about it every day. So how would you want to be successful and beat your competition? How would you dare not to talk about it every day? I tell my managers, how will you dare not to talk about it every day? We make it very simple. We put a few things in word, and there's a few things we do. We give every employee a little card like this, including me. And my employees, when they go by, do you have your card? And they want to be sure that I have it too. And it says, we're ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen. And it says, a Ritz-Carlton hotel is a place where the genuine care and comfort of our guests is our highest mission, is the bloody most important thing we do. And we commit ourselves to provide the finest personal service and facilities for our guests who will always enjoy a warm, relaxed, yet refined ambience. And the Ritz-Carlton experience, the outcome, the Ritz-Carlton experience instills well-being. It feels well. Instills well-being. In life in the sense, instills well-being. A guest that leaves us must feel well. If you feel well about one specific thing, we didn't do the job. If you feel well and you don't even know why, you don't even remember when you think the next time of a hotel, you think of us positively, then we did a good job. Feel well. And you accomplish that with people, through people only. And you can accomplish that in a dealership, in a bank, in a hotel, anywhere, through people only. Select them right, teach them right, and you're there.